No, no, no. Wrong, 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 wrong. Oh, that's okay. Oh, hello. I was just destroying an author's dreams. I'm Nadine Brandis, the author of FAWKES and the author of the Out of Time series. Oh, hey, that's upside down. Yeah, and I have blood on my hands. It's real blood. It's the blood of characters and dreams and happiness. Red pen! Why do I have a red pen today? The most frequent question that I get from people in the writing world is, Nadine, how did you become a freelance editor? I was a freelance editor for about 5 years, and I've edited for over 100 different authors, many of which have gone on to get traditionally published and independently published. And so I wanted to share a little bit of my story on why I became a freelance editor and also how I did it so that other people who are wanting to follow that career path can do it for themselves. This ink is spreading, guys! I'm bleeding everywhere! I really am throwing this away. That did not take the ink off my hands. So, how did I get started? I actually started my freelance editing business before I was published. I started it in 2013 with basically no reputation as an author, just as someone who was trying to be published. And here's how I learned to edit. First, I was very involved in the author world. I was part of critique groups. I was part of different author forums and author memberships, writing group memberships. And I was tired of my part-time jobs that just weren't very fun, but I did them because my husband and I were newly married and we needed help. And my part-time job just wasn't cutting it. I needed something else that I could do, and I really wanted it to be something that I enjoyed. So I loved editing for my different critique partners in the groups that I was in, so I thought, well, what if I tried freelance editing? So I got started actually by hiring a freelance editor for my own book, and I didn't do this with the intent of becoming a freelance editor. I did this because I wanted my book to be a better book. That book is still terrible, and that's just because it was a horrible idea, even though it's edited very well. So I got my manuscript edited, and then that helped me see what a professional edit looked like, and boy, oh boy, was it far beyond what my critique partners or just beta readers or reading friends could have possibly given me. So I highly recommend that if you're ever thinking about hiring a freelance editor, you should, as long as you find a good one. So getting that edit back helped me see what a professional edit looked like, and I learned from all of the feedback not only how to be a better writer, but how to edit better for my critique friends. So then when I decided to start it as a business, I threw together a website. I tried to make it look as professional as possible. Not sure I succeeded, but I did educate myself, and I went and looked at what other freelance editors charged. I looked at what the different types of edits are, and that's very important. There's the content or substantive edit, there's an editorial review, there's a line edit, a copy edit, a proofread, and you have to be able to tell the difference between all of them and know what your strengths are as an editor. I'm not going to get into those different types of edits today. I might save that for another video if you guys tell me in the comments that you want it. For now, I'm just gonna say, if you're wanting to become a freelance editor, you need to know the different types of edits. You also want to charge appropriately. This doesn't mean charging exactly what everybody else is charging. You have to understand your experience does affect what you can charge. So for me, I was not published. I'd never edited before, so I had my prices pretty low, but I kept them that way with the hopes that through my experience and as time went on, as I built a clientele, I would be able to raise those prices. I launched my freelance editing business in 2013 with an editing special. So it was kind of a get this type of edit for this low cost. I know that sounds very salesman-y, and it kind of was. But when you're in the author world, you're looking for those types of deals, because if you're not published or if you're still trying to become a better writer, you're looking for a good deal for a quality edit. But anyway, I started small and with a deal that was not only helping these authors get an edit for a very low price, but also helping me build my clientele and learn how to become a better editor. I was very open with them about my experience and then about what I was able to offer them as an editor, and they were very willing to let me learn along the way, and we all worked really, really well together. I grew a ton. When I look back at some of the edits I gave when I first started, I just want to go crawl to those authors and apologize from the bottom of my heart. But it was what they needed at the time, and it was what I needed at the time. So it's all a learning process. Don't expect yourself to be a pro at the start. However, after a year, I was better, and I did raise my prices, and my clients knew that that was coming. So as long as you're upfront about that, and you're not like, hey, these are my prices all the time, haha, just kidding, now it's like $1,000 more, you should be okay. Something to take note is that when you are trying to gather your clientele and you're promoting your editing services, make sure that you have permission to promote it where you are promoting it. So I posted about them in like my critique groups and writing forums and things like that. I had permission to post it, and so I wasn't just going and spamming everybody's email inbox or spamming everybody's Facebook. I was following the rules and maintaining friendships and not burning bridges. So do that. In a nutshell, that's how I started my freelance editing business. I educated myself on what editing looks like, and I got a freelance edit. I reached out to other freelance editors to see if they had any advice. I read their websites to see what I could learn from that, whether it be cost or descriptions or just how they handled payments. Did they charge by the word, by the hour, by the page? Those things are important, and you want to decide how you're going to do that from the very beginning. And then I put together a website that described all of my services. It described my qualifications or lack thereof, and was very upfront. And then as I started editing for people, I asked if they would write a little review on how my editing services fit for them. And so then I was able to post those on my website so that other authors who were thinking about hiring me could see that I wasn't a complete crook or phony. I hope that that was helpful. I know that this is just kind of a short video, but if you have any specific questions, ask them in the comments. I'm already anticipating several, so I might do like a freelance editing Q&A video after this to address all of your individual questions. And if you want to stay updated on my writing and editing and bookish videos, please click subscribe or press the little bell icon that gives you an email alert every time I post a new video. So with that, I was gonna grab my leaky red pen, but instead I'll just use my bloody hand. It's the same thing to us writers because ink and blood, they're the same thing. Tally-ho!